Call to order the Perry Township Board of Trustees nuisance abatement hearing, October 21st, 2021. It's now 3 p.m. Yeah, do we do a roll call? Okay. Trustee Mears?
Yes.
Trustee Hartshorn
Yes.
and Trustee Nguyen.
Yes.
And at this time, if any of the visitors, anybody in this room is wanting to speak or ask questions or whatever, I need to swear you in as a witness. So if those of you that want to do that, can you please stand for me? I'm just gonna swear, all I'm gonna do is swear you in. If you don't want to stand and you want to just, that's fine too. Okay,
So if you have something to say, you might want to just.
Right. okay. Do you sincerely declare and affirm that the testimony you are about to give before the Perry Township Board of Trustees will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, as you shall answer under penalty of perjury? If so, answer, I do.
I do.
Thank you. And this is case number 2021-002. The property owner is Jason Derry. The address is out on Little Richmond, Brookville. Parcel number L53-02904-0065. The acreage is 1.446 and the zoning classification is an RA. The purpose for the public hearing is to determine if nuisance violations exist on the property as defined in ORC section 505.87 and as adopted in Perry Township Resolutions 11-72. The nuisance definition is a nuisance condition may be determined to exist if vegetation, garbage, refuge, and other debris is kept in such a manner that it causes damage, annoyances, inconveniences, blight, and or exist a health and safety or welfare of adjacent residents or properties. The facts of this case is that it's an open field and there's no buildings on it. The trash and debris needs to be cleaned up all around the property. There is a shipping container that doesn't have a permit, and camper, junk cars, junk and debris and other pieces of on the land. The zoning administrator, myself, went to the property on October 12th, 2021 and took pictures of the property and added to the pictures I had taken earlier in the year and of last year. Mr. Derry was sent several courtesy letters asking him to clean up the property. The only address that I had for him was 200 Arlington Road, Brookville, Ohio, 45309, and the letters were all returned to me. On September 16th, 2021, the nuisance abatement certified letter was sent, certified and regular mail, advertising of the nuisance abatement hearing for today's date at 3 o'clock. The zoning administrator contacted Larry Wiseman at Montgomery County to find out if the address on the mailbox that's been assigned or that's sitting on that property is a legitimate address. And according to Mr. Wiseman, it is not. And I had received many complaints from different residences on this property. I've asked Trustee Mears if she would read the letters that I had received on the complaints.
Okay, the first one is dated 3/24/21. And I think before Karen was hired, we had started this. So this was back then. To Perry Township zoning from Mr. Mike Ramsey, lot on Little Richmond Road. Jason Derry owns a lot north of my 42 acres farm on Little Richmond Road. Since he bought that lot, he has pulled in a camper, which he lives in part-time. In addition, there are several junk cars, a trash dumpster, a steel shipping container. The place is beginning to look like a junkyard. The drive to my farm borders the east side of his lot. Rather than put in a drive for his lot, he uses my drive. When it is soft and muddy, he tears it up and cuts in ruts. I'm asking the township to please address the situation. I'm also going to install a chain or cable across the drive to prevent him from using it. Thank you for your attention with this matter. Sincerely, Mike Ramsey. And Mr. Ramsey couldn't attend today, and he came in and brought this in.
This was dropped off on Monday.
Monday of this week. To Ms. Kaler, zoning administrator, from Mr. Mike Ramsey, hearing on Jason Dairy property. Attention trustees. As a property owner adjacent to the dairy property, I wish to express my displeasure and opposition to the nuisance created by the junk and other items listed on the notice of hearing. Further, I wish to complain about the fact that he uses my drive to access his property. He was not given permission to use it. In addition to the appearance of the lot, as the junk continues to grow, it passes a potential crime problem. Thank you. For him and his neighbors. Since it is uninhabited property, it only takes a couple of thieves from Dayton to realize that, and they will hit the place and cause risk to other neighbors. The place needs cleaned up and junk removed. Thank you, Mike Ramsey. Yes.
And review.
Do they have anything? Oh, it's us.
Well, I think it's clear that there's a lot of stuff on the property that needs to be cleaned up. The unpermitted storage container, the camper, whether someone's staying in it part-time
Can
or
I
not.
speak on my behalf? Because it's my property.
Yeah, hang on, you're
Yeah,
going.
I didn't know if I said,
Yeah.
before you, I didn't know if you're, okay.
No, we're just hashing.
We're hashing it and then you get to
Okay,
go.
fine.
Yep.
And I believe campers also require to be on concrete.
Mhm.
Is that accurate? I know we had that discussion about a past property.
Right.
They'd be parked on something.
Right, and I did find the old file, and I know that Mr. Deary did come in to see Kate
Uh-huh.
and tried to get a permit for the shipping container.
Right.
And according to the letter that I read, she was unable at that time to issue this for him. It was supposed to go back before the Board of Commissions for clarification on the wording. And I think they kind of dropped.
They never sent me.
But I think,
Yeah, that's-
Right.
I think part of that too had to do because of the timing and with COVID. So I mean, there's a lot
They said
in
they come
this.
in, it's not a structure, it's a mobile, it's got building materials, stuff for my overflow, my shop, it's a container, for when I build a shop, hopefully this spring, so. that's
Okay, so basically the junk vehicles that are there and the shipping container we can work with.
Mhm.
The campers, staying in the camper, I don't think we can. We've had
That's
issues with
not-
other properties with people staying in campers. So that's definitely an issue.
That I can put on get a gravel, I can put a pad and, whatever. I'm not here to complain, it's just, I didn't have that much stuff. I had a shop in Dayton and a manufacturing building and they pushed me out and that's just the overflow of the stuff that was in my shop. So I had to put it there, I didn't have anywhere else.
Right.
So half of it's gonna be gone. It's all mobile, it's all on trailers, the car, it's all come in, take it. It's not like it's on jack stands or whatever. It's all, and the way I did, I put everything behind the camper. So from the road, you should see, you kind of in the corner. I can put up a privacy fence, I can do that. Cause I'm gonna do that when I build the shop. I'm gonna put a privacy fence behind it. So if I have anything extra that I can put it, I don't want to be out and making a mess,
Right.
so it's all hidden,
Are you're saying you're going to build a shop? Are you planning
Yeah.
on running a business off of that piece of
I'm
ground?
gonna build a house there eventually, but it's just a personal, like a pole barn, just something for storage. I can go there to work on my personal stuff, my cars, whatever, so I don't have to lease a shop somewhere else.
But you're not planning on running a business off?
No, I do, I remodel houses, but yeah, that's nothing, that's gonna be, it's just for my personal, my stuff.
The other thing is, according to zoning, and I can get you a copy so you can see it.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this by memory, so just kind of bear with me. For the shipping containers or things like that.
Yeah.
According to zoning, they technically are supposed to be inside a building.
Where it's at right now, it's facing north and south. I'm gonna turn it so it's behind the building and I'm gonna tin it in I'm gonna build it into the building. So that's storage for, for my motors and just stuff that's not in the shop. It's gonna be,
Okay.
when they dropped it off in the beginning, I wasn't there and they just dropped it right there. And I don't have a forklift or anything to move it. I gotta have them come back out and turn it. I can have them come do that, so, and then build a privacy fence, so it's all contained. And then and my neighbor across the street, Troy, he's the one, he usually bush hogs it. But this last time he couldn't because it's so wet. I tried mowing it and it broke my mower. That's why half of it's mowed. I was trying to get it down and move everything. I'm not here, I'm not here to junk anything up. It's just, that's my property. I'm from Southern Missouri originally. Farm, was different down there. If you got land, you try to make an attempt to make it organized. And that's what I was trying to do without causing ruffling feathers and making anybody mad, And but apparently I did anyway. So
Well, may I ask, where did you get the address from?
I did, that's legit. I called in to get everything because I put a mailbox there so I could get mail there, but they said because there was no structure, they couldn't deliver mail because they had it. That's what the address they gave me when I called downtown Montgomery County. That's 13282 was the address they gave me. And that's why I put a mailbox and everything because there's nothing there.
Well, Larry Wiseman is the one that works for Montgomery County, and he is the one that actually assigns.
I'll have to find the email, but that's what they gave me. That's what I was, because that's the number they gave me. I didn't make it up because,
Because I know that they don't give out addresses unless there is a building on the land, and usually they call me.
yeah, that's, they
Verify.
gave that, and that's why they said, because I had mail tried to deliver, and they gave me the letter, said, hey, we can't do it because there's no structure. We can't deliver nothing to a vacant lot.
So are you living in the camper that's on the
No, I used to
property?
travel and stuff, and I didn't have a place that I just go there, stay a few days, and then, go to work and stuff. Yeah, I got 2 generators on it, that with my, it's all terrain camper. I can go anywhere. I got generators, water, it's all self-contained.
Okay, why is mail going there if you're not?
It's
living
not there. They stopped. They did when I first got the address. They sent me a letter that says they can't deliver mail because there's no structure. I haven't got mail in years,
Okay, so it may not be an existing address.
but I called down and that's what they gave me. I called and talked to somebody down Montgomery County and that's what
See if you can find that email.
I have to see. Yeah.
Okay.
And the permit stuff, because I was gonna put a driveway in. I gotta get my $1 million coverage back on my truck, because they said so I'm gonna be touching the road for the entrance, I gotta have like 2 or 3 permits, because if blocking the road, like easement, stuff like that and everything. So that's why I haven't done it yet, because I gotta do all that, and plus work and do everything. I'm trying. The electric, I've already got the electric figured out. They've already got all my notification DP&L. I talked to an engineer on a temporary line and everything. I'm in process. Just I don't have the time. It's just me doing everything.
Okay,
And it's just
have you spoken to Karen about the
I haven't
permits?
spoke to nobody
Everything that
since I haven't received anything. I haven't spoke to nobody. I was like, okay, I didn't know I haven't received nothing, so it was okay, because the lady I talked to at first, she said, yeah, because the wording, the mobile container, is still. She's like, I might have to put it up on some pilings, some concrete to get it like a structure and stuff. And then she said, we'll mail you the results, like the whatever. And that's what I was waiting on. And apparently, I don't live in Brookville anymore, so. it's
Yeah,
in between.
everything that I sent you has come back to me,
Yep.
okay?
Yep.
And when you called, then you gave me
And I just happened to check on the property because I was gonna have it mowed this weekend and get it cut down, and I seen the poster. I'm like, oh crap, I don't know what the heck, So that's why
and if you're dealing with putting up electric, you're going to have to get your permits through Montgomery County.
that's that. Yep, I've already had to talk to the
Yeah.
engineer, the third party engineer for DP&L. I've already got emails, he's waiting on me to come out because I've got to get a permit to build a temporary structure for the box and everything. I've got to do all that so they can come out and inspect it, and then he can do his engineering and sign off on it.
But,
Have you ever asked I'm sorry.
oh, go ahead, Missy.
Have you ever asked Mr. Ramsey to use his driveway?
No, I haven't. I've only seen him once the whole time I've had property. And I thought, because it's an easement to the farmland, I didn't know it was his property, it was considered property. I thought it was easement between two properties, like in town, like how there's an alleyway, between two houses. I didn't know that was like private property, like he's got to take his machinery through there, because I know my property where the telephone pole is, I'm actually 10 feet over the spike that's in the road and stuff, so. For the property line.
So you're gonna need to also put in a drive.
That's what I'm doing. That's why, that's why I need to know, I'm gonna try to do that here soon. I just need to know what permits I need to do, because it's just gonna be a gravel drive. I'm putting a culvert in and gravel over it, stamping it down. I just don't know. I'm not cutting into the road. I'm not touching the road. It's just gonna be a gravel drive right now. So I can get in, get out.
And after this meeting, I can talk with you and give you more information on who you need to call to get all of that.
Because I talked downtown, the Montgomery County, I went down to the office and stuff for all that, and that's when they said I need to have a couple permits for safety and stuff like to touch the road, and then I gotta have $1 million coverage, so if I mess the road up, like if I hit it, or have a general contractor, or have a contractor come in that's covered, but I can get my coverage, I can be covered, that's no problem.
Karen, I got a question. I just want to make sure I'm clear.
Yeah.
Kate did not issue a permit for the storage container,
No, she did not.
and you put it there anyway. And now you're building a building around it.
No, when I filed for the permit stuff, I just got it there. I didn't know I had to have a permit because it was just a mobile container like it, because they can come in, pick it up and move it and stuff. It wasn't really a permit. And that's when I came up here and she's like, you should have did it first. I was like, I know because the wording, and she said, it's fine, leave it and we'll process it and everything. And then I'll send, and that's all last I heard, I did make the effort. I paid the money, I think $20, whatever the fee was. And I didn't hear nothing back. And that's when I still lived in town and everything. I was waiting.
And I know that Kate started this and we were one step away from taking him to court
Yeah.
because we couldn't get in contact with him or anything.
Document.
Well,
It stopped because of COVID.
and that's where I'm trying to kind of understand the whole process of that. Because there was a ball rolling in a direction other than a building being erected and a fence being put up. And I'm trying to figure out what path we're staying on with this. There are violations, and that's what I'm trying to figure out, what direction we're potentially going in as far as addressing those violations.
Well, the violations are, the living in the camper would be a violation. The storage container is a violation. The way that everything looks, the stuff that's there, the vehicles on, that's about, so you're looking at 3 violations right there. So,
And was the notification or as the almost court hearing, were you aware that it had gotten that far and that's where you were?
That's what I'm saying. If I would have done, made an effort, because I want to do a privacy fence in the back anyway. That's for overflow. Like, I don't want it to look ugly, if I put a vehicle back there for, that's, it'll be gravel and just something, it'll be rollable, just something.
right, but even if you put the fence up, you still cannot use it like for, where it would become like a junkyard or something.
No, it's everything's, like right now, there's no trash, there's no dumpster or anything. It's all on trailers and it's movable. The cars have a wheel. I can move everything, off the property, that's what I'm saying. It's just, I have nowhere to put it. If I could, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying, if I can get it mowed down, get some gravel in there, build a driveway and the gravel, it'll all be in gravel and I'll put a privacy fence around it.
So how long would it take you to do that?
I'm busy right now, but I don't know, 30 days or so I can have it done.
And what's the purpose of the cars? Are they
For my
for,
personal, there's just a couple of them are just overflowed from my shop. I worked on with the customer, couldn't pay them and they're mine. I'm stuck with them. So like the blue, there's a blue Jaguar there. That's not mine. That's going, that's nothing. Just the only thing that's mine is the Nova that's on my trailer, the GTX, the Plymouth. That's my personal car and the Bug. That's 3 cars.
What about the black truck?
That's my work truck.
Okay.
The motor went down and stuff. So I'm taking it to a buddy's shop to get the motor done.
are they restoration projects,
Yeah,
parts cars?
the older cars are restoration. I'm making it. The Bug's gonna be redone. That's my personal 3 cars that I don't have any other cars but those. Everything else is at my house. I got my other truck, at my house and stuff. I just can't take anything there because it's in town and it's small yard and everything. I can't.
So it's
do
just storage at this
At this
point.
point, until I can get the shop built in the spring, do everything, but I can make it look good until I get that.
I would like to hear, does anybody else?
You can talk to Mike, I used to keep it, our neighbor mows it, I know he's the neighbor, it's just, that overflow stuff makes it look bad. Before that, it was just a camper, just a couple little things.
It was a camper and a car there, that was all. Then when the other stuff come there, now the plastic is starting
I've seen that,
to
that's,
tear off and everything, and it's blowing in my
and you got,
yard.
but you got my phone number, you could have called me.
Well,
You
I
have my
have
number,
no number.
or you got Troy does, that's what I'm saying, nobody's talked to me,
You know.
he's never, this whole time. I'm cool, I'm not here to make anybody mad, if he talks to me, I'll do my best to solve the
Well,
problem.
like I said, we're trying to be good neighbors, you
That's-
know.
I've
I'm
never
just
had
out there
that.
to see what.
I just don't want- I just
Your plans are, because
That's what I'm trying-
nothing's
yeah.
been done, and I told.
It's hard to get $30,000
I told
for a
you one
shop.
time that land belonged to somebody else that you was driving on, and he told me, at one time, he told me to call if you come over there, and I never did call.
I just thought because of
anything, and
the easement,
and
I thought-
yeah, but I cut the grass for Mike. We got a deal where I can hunt his property and cut down dead trees and stuff like that. So I cut the grass right there to make it nice and keep it nice, and everything like that. But you didn't bring the junk out there, somebody else brought the
I
junk
was,
out there. And
I was at the
what
shop,
heck's
getting
going
everything packed up, and I
on?
had to have people, that's the only thing, I had to have, I had to be out, because they said, you got this, they gave me a notification, I had 30 days to do it. I had to get it out, and that's why I put everything on the trailer, and I wrapped it up real good, so it don't look like it's crap, it's all, it was all on trailers, it just looked like, cover trailers,
But
what,
they're not on trailers now.
yeah, everything is, the stuff's still,
It's hard to tell in these.
They're just on flatbeds.
Yeah,
yeah, the cars aren't on a trailer, because they're movable, I could come and have a buddy come out and tow it, whatever, but the little trailer, there's two trailers. 3 trailers. One has has a car on it, that's my high school car, it was all covered,
these are
with
the
carpet and everything. And I have another little trailer that that was my trailer, and they threw a whole bunch of junk on it, that's that little one. And then, that's all I'm saying, it's all, I'm moving some of the stuff, I just need,
Well, it sounds like you probably need to be paying more attention to the property.
yeah, I
Regular
don't live
basis.
over this way, that's a
No.
30-minute drive,
Understand, but ultimately, it's not on the neighbors to let you know that something's awry with your property. That's something that you have
I
to
didn't
be
hear, I didn't
proactive.
know, I would have took all that crap off there if I known a year ago, that's what I'm saying. Troy didn't say nothing, the neighbor, nobody said anything about, hey, Mike's pissed off about your stuff, being there. I'm like, okay, look, because it's all just, some of it's junk, some of it is, the little bitty trailer, that's just,
I
target.
ain't pissed off about nothing. I just want to know what your plans are doing with it, because
No, that's,
it just, to me, all that junk there makes my property value go down, and it makes his property value down. It makes his property value go down, and we were just wondering what your plans
I'm
are
getting the
doing.
bill,
At first, I know you come out there and cut the grass this summer, and
I try to keep it down, that's, I try, it's just,
and then after that, I didn't see you no more, and I thought, well, he's gone, and just left the stuff there,
so, yeah, nope, I've been busy.
That's all.
And I think the other issue that we potentially run into this with is that plot of land is zoned residential. And you are clearly not using it for residential. And if you're gonna build the pole barn on it before the house,
I
then
got to, because the storage and stuff, I can't build a house first, I've got to,
he would be permitted to build the barn prior to the
I just
house.
I gotta have engineered blueprints to turn.
You have to have the survey done.
I've
Right,
already checked into, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
I've done everything, it's just, I'm behind on my steps a little bit, I need to do the driveway, get it in, and then get the gravel where I can put the privacy fence, so I can
Are
close
you
everything.
gonna
in.
build it or have somebody build it?
I'm gonna build it,
are you talking about that you're gonna build the barn?
yeah, I got an engineer, I got a guy that, we got an engineer, we're buying a kit that's already had blueprints and everything that's ready to go, so we don't have to, I'm paying $2,500 to have them come out and then do the homemade pole barn, it's gonna be,
That'd be part of the part that you and I will talk about, and I have what I do is when people come in or they call me and they request the application for a permit, or, what do I need in order to build a barn or whatever.
Yeah.
First thing I do is I give them a zoning application. And then along with that application, there is a instruction sheet that tells you step by step by step exactly what I need.
Yeah, that's,
So once that's done, once you have met all, in that particular case, it would be 5 things. Once you have done that, you would bring it back into me or send it into me, then I would review it. The next step would be, once I reviewed it, if it looks like I've got everything that I need, then I will call and say, I want to come out, take a look at where you're going to put this barn.
I'll have a flag.
And have you meet me out there so you can walk this
I'll
with
flag it
me.
out, I'll do exactly what it's gonna be.
And once that's done, if everything is checked off that list, then at the bottom it says issue a permit or deny a permit. If I'm issuing it, I will mark that. Then what I want you to understand is once that paper is issued to you, it's actually a zoning certificate. What that zoning certificate says is that it tells Montgomery County that you have done everything out here that you're supposed to do. That opens the door for them to give you the building permit. Okay?
That's, yes, I checked it out.
Okay, do you gentlemen in the back have anything?
Just one question, is there a time schedule on when how long you have to build this structure?
Once a building permit is issued, it's given, you have a year.
Now, what happens now, it's been over a year, and there's no building,
Well, he actually hasn't gotten the permit.
understandable, so what do we do about the past year? Is it just okay to bring something out there for?
Well,
When's the penalty?
That would be
That's up
the
to us.
trustees.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
There's a
part
penalty
is,
as well, yeah.
yeah, that's up to the trustees.
But he can't do anything anyway because he has no driveway.
Exactly. That's gonna have to be done. The culvert's gonna have to be put in first.
Yeah, you're gonna have to contact the county, put a culvert in
And
before you
that's
do
the
anything.
engineer's office.
That's what, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And may I ask, if you're allowing him to do that, are you telling him from this day, he has 90 days to get that driveway in? Or are we going through another year?
No, like I said, we're just listening to everything and she's just telling him if she's not saying, I'm gonna give it to you. That's up to us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just the process, and I've already went through the process starting, it's just me, I don't know anybody here, I don't know anybody, it's all me doing all this, building, I don't know. I gotta go through the different stuff, it's different than Missouri, I don't, up here, it's just it's a process, and it's me working full-time, just me, it's stretched, now that I got some time, I can come in and put a driveway in, I'll bring a Bobcat in, drop some gravel, put a culvert, it ain't nothing,
You can't put the culvert in.
No, that's what I mean. After the culvert's been set for the county, I can do my property on my side. I can have it already up to where they're gonna drop the culvert, where
Wow.
I have it ready to go.
While that work is going on, do you have somewhere else that your cars and your camper can go?
That's why I can come in, give me 30, I come in and put the privacy fence in as soon as possible. I can
But
do
that doesn't solve anything. You're just putting a privacy fence up. So now it looks like a junkyard. You're putting a fence around the
I
junk.
don't have, that's what I mean, I don't have anywhere to put them right now. If I can make it pretty, make it look better, that's all everybody's complaining about, is because it looks like shit. And if I come in and do it, 'cause I want to build a privacy fence behind the shop anyway, I'll build it, I'll mark out where my shop's gonna go, and I'll build a privacy fence, because it's gonna stay. I want a privacy fence there, so I can, whatever, put, whatever, it's pretty, it's all, whatever. I'm not doing no wood, it's gonna be vinyl, white vinyl, so it's gonna be my shop, my property.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, my concern with that is that doesn't eliminate the problem, it just hides the problem.
But I don't understand how we're gonna eliminate it when you want to take the stuff off there when I still need to build a privacy fence. I'm still gonna put a privacy fence there. I can't move the stuff right now. I don't have anywhere to put it. I don't have family up here. I'm saying, I'm not from up here. I don't have anywhere to put it in there. That's why I put it on there, because that's my property. I was trying to make it nice and everything, and it's just, I don't live that, I can stay up on it if that's all, is all I'm saying.
Right, so
it's-
basically, the issue right now is that it's a blight. And if a fence is put up and everything's cleaned up a bit.
Yeah.
Does that alleviate a blight? Possibly. Blights are subjective though. And that's something that would have to be worked out with the local residents.
We still have health, safety and
Right.
annoyance.
And according to what I read as far as a nuisance, what a nuisance is, you still have to consider what your neighbors are having to look at. They're
That's
going
what I
out to
mean.
have a cookout and they're out
If
there.
there's a privacy fence, you don't know what's behind it. It's no matter. It could be a
That's
truck,
part of the
whatever.
problem.
It's out, it's, you know, yeah, they're mobile. It's not nothing. It's not junk. It's not a junkyard. It's not on the ground. It's nothing. It's my personal stuff for my property. It's not nothing. The blue car is gone. It's not my car. You know, I'm gonna sell it to the junkyard. You know, I got the title. I don't want it, you know. There's other stuff I can get out of there, but I can't remove my Nova, the GTX or the Bug. That's my personal stuff. And the black truck. That's my personal stuff that it's gonna be there no matter if there's a fence or not. That's my personal, you know, if in the shop or whatever, you know, it's gonna be hidden eventually. If I can build, you know, get it nice, gravel down, build my privacy fence like how I want it, it'll sit there and I can move it. It's gonna be mobile. It's not a junkyard.
But even with the privacy fence there, that doesn't necessarily keep squatters out or keep people from getting in and stealing parts off your car or from doing any
They don't see
other.
nothing there. It would be enclosed. Right now, yeah, right now it's worse than if the privacy fence was there. If there's a privacy fence, where they're gonna just go look and see what's behind there, they could have
Yep.
done stole stuff now, because it's open, they can see it, you know. Plus Mike being so close, you know, he's right there.
Thing about it is what worries me is somebody hasn't done it yet, okay? But somebody might end up going back there stealing some stuff, okay? Then when they come over and start looking at it and steal something from there, then they're gonna look across the street, see what they can steal from Troy, or look what they can steal from me, or.
But the privacy fence, so that it's
But
out of sight, out
they
of
haven't
mind.
done nothing. yet,
Out of
but
sight,
I'm
out of
just
mind,
saying-
just keep it clean.
Right, yeah.
I'm trying to work with everybody. It's gonna be there. It's my personal stuff. Like your Dodge truck. You don't have need to file a complaint because it's your truck. That's what I'm saying. You know, it's not in a barn. It's not nothing, you know, sometimes it's out, you know. That's what I'm saying. It's your personal truck. I have nowhere to put any of my stuff.
My thoughts are right here. Are we trying to beautify this? I mean, whether he puts a fence up or not, it's still a junkyard back here. Well, no, man, please.
But that's what I'm saying, but I
All
don't
you
even
can do
have.
is hide it so I can't see it. But I mean, it's still.
What's the difference from making it look good? You'll never see it again. Put the fence up or taking it off the property. I'm putting a fence up anyway. You'll never see it anyway. I understand people come to steal it, but there's a fence. They're not gonna come look over my fence just to steal stuff. Troy has his tractor outside. They're gonna go over there
It's
first.
still, bottom line, a junkyard back here. You know, you can put a fence up all you'd like and you can.
So what do you guys want me to propose? What do you want me to do? With everything off my property? Because I don't have, it's because of my property, because you guys don't want to see it? I don't understand.
But if
the
it's been your
situation.
property and you've had it for what, a year and a half, 2 years?
I've had the property for 6 years.
Hasn't been that long? No,
Yeah.
sorry. But so you haven't done anything in 6 years with it?
It's my property. I can let it sit. I've been. paying taxes.
No, I'm gonna stop you. No, you can't. You cannot do that.
But see, that's what
Now,
I'm
wait,
from.
now, wait.
I understand.
I wait.
I understand.
Okay, no, you don't understand. It is your property
Yes.
and those are your vehicles.
Yes.
You cannot put them like that. You were,
That's why I'm here. That's why,
Not-
how are we gonna solve this? Because I can't take them
because
off the
if
property.
this is how, if that's what it comes to, that we have to tell you to remove.
That's what I'm saying,
vehicles,
but I don't have anywhere to put them.
Then we come in, if you don't move the
That's why I'm trying to
vehicles,
work with you. It's trying.
right, and we're trying to work with you, but like he said, it's been 6 years and you keep bringing more stuff. We tried to do this last time and you almost went to court. So now we're here again
I
and
didn't know. That's what I'm saying, you know.
How long would it take you to find somewhere to put them?
I would have to find, I'd have to call around and talk to people. I'm not from here. I don't have, you know, I've only got a small group of friends, you know, that's what I'm saying. I'm not from here. So it's gonna put me in a hard bind trying to find somewhere that I gotta store it over here, and everything. If I could get some, you know, some help, I can make it look good. You'll never see the stuff again, you know, and I'm getting rid of this, you know, some of the stuff that is there, that there is stuff that's leaving, that's not staying on the property, just my personal stuff, you know. If I
Can
can,
somebody just please verify something for me? I understand what you're saying about making it look good. The bottom line is that's a residential area right there. Are we going to allow junk parts? I couldn't put junk, I looked 2 houses down. I can't put junk parts in front of my yard. I mean, honestly, I would know what I would expect. Are we just, it seems to me like we're talking about beautifying things, but the bottom line is it still, if you put a fence up or not and make it look like the White House, is it still a junkyard or is it a residential? What I'm concerned with, not be quite honest with you, is my property value. If someone come in, if someone come in, if I want to sell my house, they looked at my house and they saw my terms, could be wrong, a junkyard 2 houses down, they're gonna say, no, I'm not interested in this house. Might be exactly what they want, but they're not gonna buy it because of the structure 2 houses down. And that's the same thing Mike has here, Fred has.
I don't understand. It's my personal stuff, my
I agree with
vehicles.
that.
That's.
But you're still telling me,
If I put a fence up and make it the first steps into getting my shop, because it's coming, Well, I don't understand why you won't see it. It's like you don't know what's there.
What I'm
I could
hearing,
have,
of what you're saying, what I'm hearing
that's.
is you're gonna put a fence up. That's fantastic. But what I'm hearing is, it's still a junk yard. Is it a residential? You say you put a garage up to work on cars. Is there gonna be a house there?
Yes.
Is it a residential?
Yes,
Mr. Derry, let me ask you this. If your plan is to put up a building,
yes,
your shop, barn, whatever it is,
yeah.
what is your time frame on that?
I gotta get everything else done first. That's the thing. I gotta get the driveway in, the container moved. I gotta get everything lined out. I've already, I've got the electric ready. I just gotta, get the engineer out here. I gotta build a temporary structure for the box so they can do everything. I've done everything. It's just, I can't take everything off the property. I have nowhere to put it. That's all I'm saying. I don't understand. Yeah, it's still junkyard, but if the container's moved, if the fence is up, so you don't see nothing, I don't see why I can't have my personal vehicles that roll and it's on gravel in the back of the privacy fence, because does that mean I don't understand the difference, can't, it's either there or
My
not.
kids going back to this.
You don't
I'm very
see it.
sorry.
I'm just
It's
saying,
still, like you just said a minute ago, it's still a junkyard,
it's not, the cars roll. They're not on blocks or anything. They're my personal,
but they're not drivable. They're not drivable.
but that's why I need to
So they're
build my shop. That's why I want to hide them until I can get the shop.
Three
going.
trailers you have.
I think one of the things that may help you, Mr. Derry, which I will, and like I said, I'm willing to work with you, give you all the information I possibly can. But one of the things that you're not seeing and that you're not aware of apparently is what the zoning rules are. You cannot have vehicles just sitting like that. They have to be inside a building.
Okay, then let's go all the way down Little Richmond. There's an old trailer house and there's stuff. I'm just saying, there's other stuff that looks way worse than mine. I'm trying to keep it up.
You're
I don't
not the
want
only
everybody-
person that's been on Karen's
Oh,
radar.
trust me,
Yeah, that's-
and you're not the only one.
But that's what I'm saying, I'm trying to be helpful here. I haven't got no notification. If I would have known this, I'd have made an effort.
But there again, that's your fault because you have an address that you don't live at, and this is the only address.
I had forwarded to my shop. That's what I'm saying. That address is supposed to.
But you still,
But
but now wait a minute, that
What's
doesn't make any
here?
sense, because if we sent you a letter, that letter would have went to your place of,
Should have went to my shop.
well, it didn't. So that's what ever came back.
That's what I'm saying.
We have been trying to notify you, and the only reason you said you found out was because you came out here. Okay,
I was gonna mow it down and stuff.
But you just made a comment that you had all your mail forwarded to your shop, but we have all the letters.
That's what I'm saying.
So when you said build a privacy fence, so you're gonna build it around the whole, you're gonna make it like a compound.
No, just where just out back where the future building is gonna be. It's just gonna be back there, just where behind the shop. It's not gonna be like, to make it look like a junkyard where it's all enclosed. It's just, 40 by 40, just where the back, it's gonna be on the back side of the shop. So it's out, it looks good. It's enclosed, it'll have door, it'll be able to open, it'll be functional. It'll be gravel, it's just, that's what I'm saying.
To have a shop, isn't that considered commercial?
It will be, unless it's for his own, if it's a shop for his own and he is not bringing anyone else on the property.
It's a pole barn,
If
all
it's a shop of his own for himself to work in, and he's not charging services or bringing anyone else on the property to do their work, then it's not a business, that's his hobby.
I'm.
It can be his hobby shop.
That's what I do. I rebuild cars and stuff on the side.
And
That's why I
Mr.
have
Derry,
stuff.
I think, first of all, I get it. I'm a
just
car
trying to
person.
fight,
I had a car sitting in my garage for 16 years. I love my first cars. I get it. But the bottom line here is we do have some zoning rules in the township. Granted, you ask about all the other properties. And Karen, having not even been here 2 years yet, and you mentioned COVID and everything else, we've been caught in a conundrum of, do we let things in the township stay the way they've always been and ignore all the junk properties and ignore all the violations because they've just been that way for decades? Or do we start to do what trustees are supposed to do by abiding the rules
Yeah, I understand. I'm
and
here to-
enforcing
I'm
the
here to-
rules?
I'm here to help.
What we are running into, while I understand and respect that these cars, they mean a lot to you, it is your property. You do have a right to store them if they are not in violation of any of the township ordinances, and in their current condition, they are.
They're project cars. That's why I need to
Even-
build a
I know,
shop. That's what I'm trying to
right.
do. Because they were in my shop, you know.
What essentially needs to be done is you can't put the cart before the horse. The building or the garage or the structure has to be there before the cars, not the cars there before the building. And the fence, again, while it will hide it, then the fence becomes the eyesore as opposed to,
But that's
the
my
cars-
fence on my property. That's the thing. See, I can't do nothing good enough. It's one thing or another. It's like, oh, well, you do this, but you can't do this, but then you can't do this.
there are steps to be
That's-
taken, and the problem is
understand
the
that, but
steps are out of sequence.
I didn't know from the beginning. I didn't know. I haven't been, if I'd known this a long time ago, it'd been done.
Well, you knew
That's
a
what I
year
found.
ago.
What's that?
You knew a year ago,
Year ago.
right? When all this started, when you spoke to Kate and you didn't hear back on the permit, you didn't pursue coming
She
in
said
to
she
the
never
office.
responded to me. She had to do her paperwork.
Okay.
That's what I'm
If
saying.
someone says they're gonna get back to me and they don't on something as important as this, I generally pursue it. And I would think that as someone who,
And I was traveling at the time. I'm a pipe welder, so I traveled and stuff. So that's when, I wasn't.
okay, but you're also a property owner and you have a
Yeah, and that's right.
responsibility to maintain that property and check on it on a regular
Seems like I
basis,
can't
not
do
on an
nothing.
annual
I'm-
basis.
I can't do, because there's nothing there. Well, you gotta move everything till you're ready to build. I don't have $30,000. I'm not rich. I'm a work every day kind of guy. I'm doing my best. That's why it's stressed out, but I have done the research. I have done the electrical. I have started the stuff. I can't afford it right now. At the time, now it's, electrical. I can, have it come in. I can mark out where the building is gonna go. I'm building the privacy fence anyway. I don't understand why it's now or later, because if I get the building and then I build the fence, are you guys? gonna
Because the
come jump
violation
fence
is
and look and
still
see what I
there.
got there. That's what I'm saying. If I build the building, build the fence, get everything out there, take everything off the property, whatever, build it and everything, and I come back, and I put my cars out there, are these guys gonna come and say, oh, well, he's got cars behind his privacy fence. I don't want them there. That's what I'm saying. You won't be able to see it.
But they still cannot be behind the fence. They have to be inside the structure.
It has to be a building, not a fence.
But I don't.
And I know that there's hundreds in this township, and I guarantee you, I'm looking at every single one, but it takes time to get every one. The people that I am, excuse me, dealing with right now with these nuisance abatements are the ones that I'm getting the complaints on. I'm trying.
Yeah,
to-
we didn't pick you out of the group, trust
No,
us.
But if I would have, the mailing, the communication, if I would have known this a year ago, it'd have been done, that's what I'm saying. No, I didn't hear nothing. I was like, okay, well, I made it look good enough. Nobody's complaining. No, I knocked the grass down because nobody said nothing. He's the neighbor. He could tell me, he can contact me, say, hey, Jason, hey, it looks like shit, whatever. Okay, hey, let me come out here. Let's talk. Let's move this stuff, At the time, it was overflow.
But there again, he's your neighbor and you live in, you have,
But he's the one complaining on.
but you have,
Complaining.
But I'm just saying.
I'm saying,
No,
I'm
you
not
could have
complaining,
contacted.
I'm trying to get along with you.
That's all I'm saying.
Everything, and everything like that. So I didn't complain, but other people were complaining about it. And then I got this letter and I come up and I asked her about the stuff there, okay?
Yeah,
And
that's what-
everything like that. And then she said that she's gonna look into it and everything like that.
I'm just
But then
saying,
I got a
I can't do
letter and I thought I'd come up here and find out what's going on because.
No, I'm not saying you complain. I meant like the neighbors. I'm just, in general,
I'm
everybody
just saying that.
about
you
the
know,
property.
But regardless of the neighbors complaining or not complaining, we still have an obligation to drive around the township and look for things that are out
I'm
of.
not saying you guys are fine. I'm just saying I'm starting from fresh. I need to know what to do. I can't build the building first and then, get the stuff, then the cars and stuff, half that stuff is gone. Yes, it's not going to be there. But my personal stuff, it's my it's my stuff. That's what, it's not, I don't understand why I can't have my stuff on my I know that because the codes, it's just, I need some help, I can prove that I've started all this process. It's just me. I don't know anybody. I don't know any of these guys back here. I don't know y'all, but if it came down to this is not what I want. This is not me, I'm not this kind of guy. You talk to me, I'll go out of my way to make it better, that's all I'm saying. I just need some help. If you guys will help me, I will do what I say. That's all I'm saying. I'll make it look good. I'll get everything marked out where the building is gonna go, get the container turned and get that's what I'm saying. I'm not here not to do it. I had no
And
no resources is what I'm saying.
unfortunately, And this is, I'm looking at these pictures right here and I get it. I get what your neighbors are saying. I get what you're saying. But the responsibility is yours.
No, I never
And
said it wasn't. That's.
I know, I'm working through this picture. So you have 3 vehicles that are yours, the rest aren't yours. Are they still on the property?
Yeah, still on property. Yeah, that's why I haven't.
So-
nothing- That's why I come talk to
So
you.
if the other vehicles could be removed from the property immediately, and the camper could be put somewhere else,
I don't have-
leaving 3 vehicles on the property. I understand your constraints, right? I also understand the ordinances, and I'm trying to find a way forward, okay? So I'm gonna ask your neighbors here. If the camper and the vehicles that aren't his were gone, and there was 3 vehicles and a storage container there while he builds the barn, and then the vehicles are put in the barn.
This is where I'm at. Yeah, he can leave the stuff there, okay, but he's gotta start getting the stuff going.
Yeah,
Get the
and that was my point.
That's what he's trying to say. We're
Yeah.
trying to,
driveway in,
But yeah, that's,
recover the stuff so that
that's all I'm saying. I'll make it look better. I have nowhere, I'm not from here, guys.
But I'm saying- what I'm saying
That
is-
doesn't matter. You're not from here. I'm-
But nobody's told me that it was bothering them. That's the thing, because of blindsided.
So,
I didn't know until today. I'm telling you, I know it's my
you
responsibility,
didn't
but I don't
know
live over
until
there.
here's what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna bounce this off the other trustees. So basically, we're gonna have a conversation here, okay?
Yeah.
So if the
Right,
driveway, if the driveway is put in
yes,
within 90 days, that shows progress, right? If the vehicles that aren't yours are removed from the property, further progress. If the camper is moved off the property, further progress. I know, just work with me here. And if we can work through the thing with the storage container to either get it in compliance, or it's gonna have to go,
All right, yep,
that's further progress. So right here, we have a notional incremental plan to remediate the problem. It's not gonna happen overnight. There's not money to do it. There's not time to do it. But if there's progress, and it's measured progress, and if after 90 days, because we've done this before, if after 90 days we reconvene and we assess the current state of things, and at that point, we're not happy with it, then we will declare it a nuisance. I'm not saying that's what we're doing. I'm rolling through this.
Just to open
Outline.
discussion, I don't want to interrupt you, I'm sorry.
You can go ahead.
The only thing you're telling me is you're just putting a Band-Aid on it. You know, you're moving 3 cars, you still have 3 trailers there. You're moving the mobile home, but you still have the shell there. The bottom line is, you still have this, you're putting a Band-Aid on an ugly situation. This has been 6 years, and thank you, I never believed it's that many years.
for 5 years, I don't know, it's.
Okay, but 6 years, if there's been no progress in 6 years, now all of a sudden, you are hamstringing this gentleman by telling him 90 days, you gotta have all this done. Hell, I'd be strapped for that, to tell you the truth. But I mean, I'm just voicing my opinion only. To me, it sounds like we're just putting a Band-Aid on it.
Well, and
It should be cleared off.
I disagree with you,
Okay.
because what I'm saying is not everything's going to be done in 90 days. But if we can
it's done in
show-
6 years.
No, 90 days, I'll try to have.
Here's the thing, is regardless of the past 5, 6 years, whatever that amount is, we had COVID, we had a previous administration, no notes were left, and we didn't know the state of things at that point in time. We know them today. So I understand your position. I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, we can't do anything about that because honestly, this is something that came to our attention in the last year. So that being said, I'll just ask, is there a way forward? Because it's not going to be everything. If incremental progress is made,
I'm the neighbor there, I'm okay with the 90-day, him doing that and doing all that, whatever, you know,
because if he gets a permit for the barn, that permit's good for a year.
right, and he built.
And once that process starts, there's nothing we can do for a year. There's nothing the county can do for a year. So what I'm trying to say is would this be something that would be amenable to the neighbors as a process to get things right? If after 90 days, there's not measurable progress, you're not the neighbors aren't happy, you're constrained, there's nothing you can do, then it's a different conversation to me, right? I think an opportunity should be made you're willing, you have the means now to make these changes.
If this would have known about this.
And honestly, we actually have his address to send stuff to him and his phone number.
Yes, he
We
did.
didn't, we didn't have that until weeks ago,
So, well, no, just till he called me Monday.
Monday. So,
Went out there and seen the sign, that's why I didn't. Obviously, it's different, I understand there's zoning, but I'm from Missouri, I understand, I was in the process to get everything going, it's just, I thought,
right.
if I made it look good, attempt that.
So here's what I'd be willing to say to my fellow trustees and to Karen. Is that channels of communication that previously were not open are now open. He has the ability now to do stuff that he hadn't done in the past. He was uninformed as to what he had to do, et cetera. But he also has not been paying attention to his property that he should have been.
Mhm.
Because I think a lot of this, if you pay more attention on a weekly, bi-weekly basis, I see your neighbors nodding their heads back there. That way, right,
If somebody would have told, if I would have been,
and that's what we're doing here. We're talking about it out loud. We're not
that's.
looking backwards.
I don't hate nobody, I'm not mad at nobody, I'd have done the same thing with you if the property, it does look like crap, and I'm
Right.
trying to get it
So,
better,
so I think that if, one, you're around the property more often,
Yeah, I'll start.
and your neighbors see you around the property more often, you don't have to go knock on their door or nothing, but if you see that stuff's happening over there, then that's a step in the right direction.
That's-
If we say that within 90 days, the driveway has to be in place, the address has to be resolved with the county,
Mhm.
and he has to be well on his way to achieving his permit to have his barn built within a year.
But he won't get an address until that building's up.
Right, okay, so that's what I needed to know, is that, so that has to happen.
And that's weird, I don't understand, I talked, they've sit
You
down.
need to bring us that email. You said you
No,
have.
Yeah,
email.
that's
because that's the
crazy.
only way I can help you, is if I have that and I know who you talk to,
Yeah.
then I can get with, because Larry Wiseman is the gentleman in Montgomery County that assigns these addresses.
That's why, I put the mailbox up, I put the phone, because they said, you gotta do it, Troy, I put it right by Troy's neighbor, so it's right there, that's.
Right. And the other thing, part of my job is I will be continually monitoring.
That's fine.
I mean, that's what I do, but
That's why,
there's one of me and this is a big township.
no, that's fine. That's- I don't-
I,
And these guys help too, because when they're out, they're always looking and informing me on things so I can check
no,
on.
That's fine. I'm here to help. I'm just, whatever. I'm not here to fight.
I would make a suggestion. This is just me.
Yeah.
I would say 60 days. I would not give him 90 days. He knew this
60 days is fair.
because he said, I've contacted DP and I've contacted this. So
Right.
he has, so he's got it. Let's go.
Right,
And I have to agree with them back there. It's a Band-Aid. He's known this since last year.
right.
And I don't have a problem helping you out. But like Mr. Dillon said in the back,
It's just, it's.
Now, wait.
struggling, It's just.
I know, but like he said in the back, you're from Missouri.
Yeah.
I moved here from Illinois.
Yeah.
I had to learn real quick what was what.
And that's,
That's right, but I did.
I tried.
And it's not up to your neighbors to call you and say, hey,
I know, but
It looks
neighbors
good.
are supposed to be friendly. That's why I didn't know.
they are friendly, but it's not their, but it's not their
Isn't
responsibility.
isn't that even a two-way street?
Yes,
You talk to Troy, you had to talk to this gentleman.
Yeah.
He lives right next to it. You had to talk to me. So that's what I mean, you talk about neighbors.
So you live right next to the two-story house? See, I don't know that. I don't go that way. I
But
don't.
you're saying you should talk to if you talk to your neighbor, we might all been in agreement with you right here.
Sure.
And
But that's what I'm
on your
saying.
side.
Nobody can't, if you guys are so.
You didn't come to me and say.
Right, but I didn't feel
It's not my responsibility to come to you.
But
It's not-
but it's my property and it's.
It's your responsibility to come to us.
But I'm just saying, yeah, but somebody,
So,
if Mike's property looked like crap, I'd go to him, hey, you got this out there,
Right.
I would have addressed him first before.
so,
that's
so,
what I'm
so
saying.
here's the key is moving forward.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm not here to fight. I just.
If he's around the property more often and you actually have a conversation with your neighbors,
Yeah.
a lot of this probably doesn't even see our attention, right? But now that it has, as trustee Mears said, how do you feel about a 60-day to continue the process of getting this?
but as
property
long as you
remediated?
understand that after the 60 days, if this isn't done, then we will take action. We will have someone come in and tow every one of those cars away.
I'll do what I said. I'll put the driveway in.
I'm just
I'll tell
telling
you,
you,
I'm not-
if it's not done,
We'll sit down and take.
we'll have another
Yeah,
abatement hearing.
the next hearing
Next
is.
step you're not gonna like.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to agree with the 60 days, but I still have a couple concerns. What's in the shipping container right now?
Just all the, just stuff from my old shop. It's gonna go in my shop.
When is it gonna go in your shop?
When the shop's built. That's what I'm
I
saying. It's
mean,
gonna be-
on that property?
Yeah, the container's staying because I'm gonna build the shop on the backside.
Is there room to put any of those cars in the container?
It's full. That's what I'm saying. I put everything in there. I did everything I could possibly get
Because
everything.
we still have the problem of the shipping container. There's still no permit on that.
But
and
that's what I mean.
Well,
I just-
what we're
I
gonna
can paint it
do-
tan, I can paint it whatever to make
It
it.
doesn't matter.
When
It's,
he and I talk,
I can put it, I don't,
I'm gonna give him the paperwork for the shipping container, the barn. I mean, that's what you're actually gonna have a barn built, correct?
it's a pole barn base, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, it's just
so
the-
those two for now, all right? We still have issues with a shipping container. We have them throughout the entire county.
Yep.
I mean, the township. And I have been talking and working with the Board of Commissions who writes these zoning rules,
The
okay?
ones that he does.
So I want to get an answer on that
In the
shipping
camper.
container. But I do know in our last meeting with the board is that they were leading toward, if they're going to have shipping containers that are obviously popping up everywhere,
Yep.
they are going to need to be painted, they're going to need to be behind the barn, and they're going to have to match the barn.
It's gonna be in the barn, the tent, the color of the outside, I'm gonna tin around it, you won't even ever see it.
and if I wish you another suggestion, do not use Mr. Ramsey's driveway again.
Yes.
I know you can't get there, but do not use it unless you go speak to him, because I'm telling
Because
you,
that could become a legal issue.
yeah, he could get you, because you're driving on his property.
Yeah, that's fine.
I have just one more question. You've said several times that you don't have any way to move these vehicles and stuff because you have nowhere to store them and you don't have the financial means to move
No,
everything.
Before, that's why I didn't build nothing. I got everything going. I was going everywhere, paying, living, Now it's fine. I can move the stuff, I just don't have anywhere to move it to. I got everybody that
The
can.
storage places, that will let you store vehicles.
And
One of the
then
store unlocks or.
But that's-
There's one out on 35.
Well, and it doesn't Jim Marlowe.
I
I'm not,
I don't
well, I'm
know,
not
I
saying.
mean, I don't know about cars.
So there are I would say that there are businesses around and near the township that have
But then that's.
open storage.
On that, because it's not.
But you have to.
No, they're insured.
They're insured,
They're
that's what I'm
insured,
saying.
and
These
most
are
of them are
actual legal storage
indoors.
places.
No,
That's what he just said. If we give you 30 days, you move everything off there except the 3 cars and the shipping thing. So that means, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Leave
That's
3
one of the things I
cars,
said.
everything else has to go. The shipping container can stay. You'll get with Miss
I can't
Kaler
move my camper, that's
and you
the
have to
thing.
move your camper.
Your camper could go to a storage unit.
Yeah, it's-
On that-
But it has
I gotta
to,
pay all this extra.
yes.
I'm trying to get the.
I know, but-
That's why I put it there, because it's my, I thought.
That's my question is what happens, do you have a plan B or what happens if you run out of money during all of this building? What happens next?
No, I don't.
Does
I can-
everything
I can
just get
put the
abandoned
driveway
again?
in, I can put the fence in, I can put the gravel.
The fence is not gonna fix it. We've
I'm just
already
saying,
concluded
I'm
that.
building a fence anyway, because I'm gonna hide, I want a fence behind my property, behind my shed anyway, so I'm trying to help out. That's another way to put those 3, so they don't have to look at the cars that are personally mine to keep, they won't know what's behind it. It's just like, at somebody's house,
And you know that the barn has-
They can, whatever.
The barn has to be behind the house.
Yeah, it's gonna be in the back, where everything is where the barn is, and the house is gonna be up front. It's gonna be in line, that's what I'm saying, it's all.
Build a house.
I don't know, you and I are gonna talk because we gotta check out the road frontage. How, the house, you're gonna have to put in, the
Septic tank.
sewer, you're gonna have to.
The
put
wells
in-
already, it's gonna be in line with the 2-story house is gonna be in the same line, because, so there's just a little
And
bit
the
of front
barn,
yard. and
the
barn's
barn's
very
gonna be
back.
back behind. 'Cause
Just
it-
like 2 houses down, how the house is and the barn's in the back corner.
Are the plans
That's
already
how-
drafted for building the house?
Yeah, it's
For the leach
pre-engineered.
field
It's
and the
already made,
drainage and
so
everything will
It's
be?
already pre-done, it's got engineered drawings, it's a kit, it's everything, they give you.
Are you talking about the barn?
Yes.
Okay.
With all the blueprints, it'll be engineered blueprints.
I will need copies of those.
That's what the lady previous said, since there's no structure, no house or anything, I've got to go do the engineered blueprints to build the shed, since there's nothing ever been built on the property. And that's when I was gonna go with the I pull one that's, pre-engineered, that they give you the prints and everything, so there's no, this is how it's gonna be, they give you exactly everything to build it, that's, and then it'll have the prints, it'll be, I'm not here to cause problem, I'm trying to, I need a little, if I can. Communication, yeah, I messed up, I should have been more on top of it and stuff, but I'm not making excuses, I just need a little, if I could, I'm trying to make it look pretty and stuff, the fence, because that's the only thing I can think of, I literally have nowhere to go to put it unless I pay $300, $400, $500 a month to store the stuff somewhere else. And that's,
Okay, but
I had a big shop.
are you in agreement? I'm gonna ask you right now, are you in agreement if that's what we decide? You have 60 days.
I gotta
Now,
be-
wait,
yeah.
let me detail it out here. You have 60 days. You have to get a driveway in, no fence. You have to get the driveway in. You have to get everything moved except 3 vehicles and a shipping container. Can you get that done in 60 days?
I'm about to pay, I don't, that's apparently what my camper, I don't understand why the camper can't sit there if I.
Because
It's a
What if-
zoning
What
violation.
if I put a pad down? What if I
No.
put something like you said, because at first you're like, it has to be under something, and then now you're saying no.
I can make a suggestion for your camper. There's what's the rental place called uptown?
Brookville,
Brookville Rental.
They do RVs.
They have a facility at Brookville Rental where where you can put your camper on a pad there. They store them for weeks and months and years on end for people so that they're not a nuisance to their neighbors.
Oh, I understand, yeah, I understand that. Okay, now.
At least
okay,
make a
that
phone
said-
call and see what that will cost.
Yes, now, with
It's less than
with everybody else that has campers that with houses and stuff, that they're sitting outside and they're in their yard or whatever, what's the difference between, because there's a structure built and they park the camper beside the shed, it's the same difference as
I
parking.
have to have mine on a pad too.
That's what I'm saying, if I build a pad, if I'm to.
Right, but
Whatever, you know.
also, let me tell you this. You also got to keep in mind that some of these things that you're talking about, that you're saying throughout the township was, I guess for better words, was grandfathered because it was prior to zoning. So the issue right now is the camper and that's in the field, basically, it's in a field.
Yep.
And yes, there are people that have their camper sitting by their garage or whatever, and we'll look at the zoning on that. But in your case, because there is no building, that camper cannot sit in the middle of that field.
That's what I'm saying, there's nothing built, that's where my dilemma is. I don't understand, I understand, yeah, it has to be a structure there, whatever, but I don't have a structure, I'm trying to build, I'm in the process and everybody's wanting to chop me down at the legs because I took my time, it looks like crap, I'm not here to fight, I'm here to do everything, I don't understand why,
Basically, what we're explaining to you is that
but I've
you've
had
done the
for 6
process
years.
backward. What you don't understand is why, but the why is because you've done it in reverse. You put items on the property that shouldn't be on the property without a structure there first. The structure comes first, then the items, not the items,
That's
and
why
then
I
the
got to get a
structure.
permit. That's why I'm not like, I didn't do nothing, I'm just put my stuff there and be like, hey, screw you guys,
Let me ask you this.
I'm trying to learn everything. That's why I'm trying to get to the medium, that's
Let
gonna.
let me ask you this. You're given the 60 days to get the driveway in, as trustee Mears was talking about. You're getting your electric pole, all that in there, okay? You're ready to move forward on the building. Let's say everything's in order. I've come out, you've shown me where everything's gonna go, and I'm going to give you a permit. How long is it gonna take you to get that building up?
Depends on whenever I start building. I can't start, it's winter time now, so I'm not gonna proceed until spring, there's no.
So you're not
Right, it's
planning
good for
on
you.
building till spring.
Yeah, because I can't get it done now because it's late, it's winter time. That's why I want to get everything I can, get it mowed down, get everything in
So
in
may I ask
process.
this? If you give him a permit now, you got 1 year to get it construction.
Right, but
If you give him one now and it's showing cannot build for 3.5 months, is that going to go effective for 3.5 months or going to go from this date?
no,
to
what,
that?
in cases like this, if I know that we'll use Mr. Derry, let's say that he's definitely been approved, let's say everything is lined up, everything's good, and he's been approved, but he can't build till spring. Then what I would do is I would sit on this
I need the time.
till,
I need the time. I'd lose the time just so we can get everything processed. But I'm just telling you now.
Let's talk about building. This has nothing to do with the
Yeah, building
driveway.
a shop, that's what I mean, until the spring, if we can get.
right, but what I'm
I'm
saying,
still
I'm
right
trying to
now.
answer his question. What would happen is if I sit on that, okay, and you call me and you go, okay, I'm having the materials delivered, we're ready to move on this.
Yeah.
I need my permit.
Yeah.
Then I would go back out
Verify that it's ready to go.
to make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be, then issue that permit.
That's right. But
So
right
that
now,
way he's not losing
Right.
6 months or whatever. He's got it from the time that those materials are delivered, if that's, at least close, and then he has a year from that date. So it's a year from the date that I give him the permit.
that's why I'll start now, getting everything to get the permit, get with you to get everything I need to do. I just gotta get DPNL, the engineers to come out and verify, inspect the temporary thing. I've already got stuff rolling. If that's what, I'll get everything with you, I'll get everything done, knocked down. I'm not opposed to
I'm
nothing.
fine with that.
I'm not opposed to.
And I'm
I
here
just need a little
to,
help, I don't know I just need a little help trying to work with all the.
but that's what they're trying to do, is give you the avenue where
That's
that stuff's
what
gonna
I mean.
have to
I'm just gonna-
be moved.
I'm telling you that it's gonna be hard for me to do, compared to,
Right,
that's why I want it.
But look at it this way.
I'm
Just
trying.
say that you're ready to build the barn.
Yeah.
You can't build the barn with the stuff sitting there. It's
So that's
gonna
why
have to
I
be
want to,
moved.
that's why I'm trying to move everything, get everything lined out. I want to get everything marked, get it where I need to, so I can get the container changed, so I can get the building forward, get everything lined out where it is gonna be. I already have.
And let me say this, I'm not being argumentative with the young man, but it's been 6 years. Now, you're talking about having most of the stuff starting to get done in 60 days. We did sit this way for 6 years.
Well, here's the key, is that if after 60 days, if we don't see the progress that we need to see, then we go in and we take the stuff off the property and then we put a lien against his property. That is the other path, right?
And that's
So
why I
first-
changed it.
Right,
That's why I changed it from the 90 to the 60.
exactly. So basically, there's two paths in front of us. We could go with the 60-day path and make incremental progress. And if there's no progress, then we turn to the other path and that's where we go. We take the stuff off the property. I don't know where we put stuff, but we put stuff someplace.
That's what
You call it.
Exactly.
No,
Same dilemma.
know exactly where it goes.
Yeah.
But
I know exactly where it
I'm
goes. It
speaking
goes
one
to
hypothetical.
But you have to take it off and
and you have
store it either way.
Well, you have to pay
That's right,
the fee
any
to
of the
get out,
charges
and then we're
Right.
going to access your taxes, and it will be on your taxes.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying, I need, communicate, I'm here, hey, I didn't know it was that big of a nuisance that, I tried my best.
And I can understand what you're saying, but this only come to our attention last year with Miss,
So here's the thing, and we've talked about a number of things. Basically, within 60 days, the driveway has to be in place.
from today.
Yeah. Mr. Deary has said that he has no problem with getting the permit as quickly as possible, because it's not gonna take him a year to put it up.
No, that's, I'm
So-
already, yeah. it's-
So if we want to make that part of the 60 days, that he has to have his ducks in a line,
That's fine.
he's not gonna lose anything, even if he doesn't build till spring,
That's his.
getting the permit immediately. That shows that he's ready to go when it's time to go. So driveway in place, barn permit done, and all non-owned vehicles off the property,
Yes.
and a plan for what to do with the camper. You're gonna have to call places, you're gonna have to figure that out. And what I'm saying is that I'm not gonna say at this point, camper has to go. We know the camper has to go,
Yes.
but it's reasonable that you have to figure out where the camper needs to go. And that's something that you need to work out and bring back to us within 60 days. Those three things done along, and you said something about the DPNL, right? If the DPNL is on the property, right?
Yeah, because I think.
I'm trying to
You'd have the culvert, the driveway in.
And that's.
Right, well, that's why it says the driveway has to be in place.
That's county
So
road.
those four things,
Or schedule the DPNL at least, because
Right.
they may be behind the eight ball.
Yeah, we have to have, well, and I want to see the notification from the gentleman who says,
So the gravel and the
Right.
Down is when you bring gravel in and spread it where you're gonna do your concrete and put your trailer on top of it.
They won't let me.
Will you let
That's
him
what
do
I'm saying.
that?
What's that?
If he puts a driveway.
Puts driveway in and then he parks camper on the driveway.
He's gonna put his barn,
He's
okay?
gotta get a permit if that's what you said he could do.
That pad, would that be all right?
Can he,
There has to be a permit for the driveway first, and
Right.
Karen has to check the easement and the clearance.
Because there's so many variables, I need to look at the zoning
Right,
before we go
yeah,
100%.
First thing is the driveway. I gotta put the driveway. in.
Right, that's gotta. be
That's the thing. That's,
But the other thing too is once we've had, this meeting is closed.
Sure.
Then I will re-listen to this meeting and then I'm going to put
Oh, yeah.
together a letter. And basically what it is that the nuisance abatement, or as far as deeming the property a nuisance, has been put on hold
for 60
with the
days?
stipulations of
Right.
what Jason is, or excuse me, trustee Hartshorn has
yeah,
brought forth.
exactly.
And you will have a checklist and a time frame on when this stuff has to be done.
Yeah. Now, okay, now the camper thing, if I get the driveway in, get gravel and get it on gravel and like it's like, will you work with me like, and then,
I need to look at the zoning and I will give
That's-
you a copy of the zoning.
because where the driveway is, I'm gonna have gravel where the barn is, and then I'm graveling back where the privacy fence is gonna be. So it's all gonna be, I'm still gonna build a fence. I want a fence there so I can, whatever.
Would that be a BZA?
It's possible. That's why I have to look at the zoning.
Yeah, because we even dock people for parking campers on their driveways.
Yeah, I think it has to be on a concrete pad.
I can pour a pad. That doesn't bother me. That's just, I need to know what I can and
If
can't
the-
do.
Right.
But we don't know, we won't know that.
Oh, I see you
until
keep pointing at it.
So I set up the driveway.
Okay.
That's what I mean. It's-
Yes,
May I?
yes.
Here, one thing, you said you was gonna re-listen to this, of course, after we're done,
Mhm.
and you're right, draft a letter probably to the trustees, of course. Will we also get a letter of what was said today?
If
What
you
was
would like
this-
a copy of the letter, I don't see a problem with that.
No.
I've got your names. Did you put your addresses in
Yes,
here?
ma'am.
Okay, perfect. And yeah, that
This
was.
will also be public record. This will be on, will this be posted on our?
This will be on YouTube this
And
this
you-
evening.
and on our
Can I go back and see what
Hey, I
form
don't
I
need
need
a
or
letter.
something?
I'm gonna communicate with him.
that's
We're
what
gonna end up being good friends, neighbors, and we're gonna communicate.
Right.
Okay?
Because see, he's from here
Yeah.
and he's your guy to go to, hey,
I
where
talked to
can
him the
I
whole
find
time.
this out?
The whole time, that's,
Right.
we haven't had no, whatever, Troy too, that's,
But you
But you have to
remember-
admit you've dropped the ball in
I
this.
did, but because the law, I didn't understand, it's different. We don't have townships in Missouri like this that control it, it's farmland, if you keep it mowed, you keep it down, you try to organize it.
Mhm.
Everybody works, that's, I didn't drop the ball, that's.
But
I didn't-
it's the circumstances, there's many, just like the,
Right.
from last year to not having the correct addresses and things. I'm new, I've only been doing this now a little over a year and a half. So I'm learning too, but the important thing is that, you're part of Perry Township and we're glad that you're here. And all of us are here to help too.
Oh, yeah, I understand. It's just, I understand we can't believe it all ugly. It's far, it's pretty land, it's just, I'm not. It's my fault for miscommunication. I didn't know, the address stuff, everything,
Right. So we've had good conversation.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have anything before we close the public portion of the hearing? Anything?
I just have one quick question. Do you have all the titles for all of the vehicles that are on that property?
I've had to get them from my buddy. The Volkswagen is mine. Actually, the blue Jaguar, I have the title, but it's going junk and everything. The rusted, like the Plymouth, that's my drag car. That's gonna be a complete, there's no title. It's gonna be all cut up and it's gonna be a drag racing car. So, but Manova, I have a title. My black truck, I have a title. That's my personal, it's all I can prove it's my personal things, everything that's not mine, like that small little trailer that the tarp came off, that's all junk. That's gone. That's going to junkyard. That's all gone. The Nova that's on my trailer, that's my high school car. That's my project, The other trailer, that's all my compressors and stuff. That's from the
Yeah,
shop.
if you,
That's why I wrapped everything up to make it kind of,
if you search around on Facebook, and I think sometimes it's even on our 45309 Brookville Helping Neighbors and in the New Lebanon side of it also, there are people that advertise that they will come and buy your junk cars.
That.
And you can, surf through.
Yeah, it runs and starts and everything. It's just, it needs some suspension work in the rear.
It doesn't even have to start
But
for some of
you
these
gotta have a title,
guys.
I got a title. You gotta have a title to junk it,
Yeah, so that could be 48 hours. You could probably find somebody online to do that.
That's gonna be gone. That's not something to stay in and stuff, I'm here to, work, do whatever. I just need a little help, 60 days, get the driveway. I just need to know what I need to do to get the culvert in. I need to who to
Okay,
contact.
so are you guys okay with that?
Yes, ma'am.
And and like we said, if it's not done, not just, I don't care if he puts in one thing, but if the other things aren't done, we'll have another hearing. And then at that time,
And that's what would help tremendously.
And you will be notified.
That's what, okay,
Yes.
and that would be a big helpful if I could reread the letter and kind of. Matter of fact, I might look at it on YouTube, see what kind of fool I made of myself. But no, that's great.
Yeah.
It's good.
So do we have a motion to close the public portion of the hearing?
I moved.
Who,
I second.
I'll take it.
Whoever said it.
okay, so,
roll,
Roll,
did you make the motion?
roll.
Call roll.
I am, but did you make the?
I seconded.
I made,
She made the
I don't
motion.
know who did.
Okay.
Yeah,
we both made,
I got it right, guys.
to see as me.
All right, trustee Wen,
Yes.
trustee Hartshorn,
yes.
and trustee Mears.
Yes.
Okay, so discussion of the Board of Trustees. Now, we're in Vegas.
Okay, so my recommendation is 60 days from today, 10/21. Driveway has to be put in, DP&L has to be put in, permit from Ms. Kaler to build the barn. And remove all cars except for 3, unless you can get it done, everything done, and you can put the camper, but you have to get with Ms. Kaler to find out about that.
Yeah.
Do not use the driveway
Now, okay,
And DPL on site.
and DP&L on site.
now,
Or skid.
speaking of that DP&L, what if they have to use his driveway to get to the property because there's no way, I've got a ditch, so there's no way that they.
I suggest
You
you.
have 60 days, I would get the driveway done.
Yeah, but for the culvert and stuff, yeah, that's fine, that's, I understand, yeah.
Do we pour that?
No,
Okay, that's
Culvert, right?
county.
it's county.
Okay, roger that, okay. No, I'm in concurrence with that. I think that's a good way forward, and it shows both the intent to make things
Yes.
right while acknowledging not everything can be done at once.
Right.
So,
And we understand it, and also that he understands that after the 60 days, if these aren't done, we'll have another hearing. You'll be notified. So we're the neighbors. We'll regain it again, and then we'll tell you what we're gonna do.
okay.
I feel like 60 days is being generous,
I do too.
but I will agree to it. And we've had 6 years. 60 days should be plenty to get everything done. If it's not, that hammer will fall.
I'm here to help. Yep. I just wish it had been, got a notification sooner, It's just, I know it's 5 years, it's just, I didn't have any plans to do anything this quick. I had the shop, a big shop, and that's why there's nothing over here, just, the camper and, one car,
So at this time, I'd like to make a motion that we hold off on the nuisance abatement decision for a period not to exceed 60 days. With the 4 criteria that we identified for Mr. Deary to meet within that time frame.
I second.
Trustee Mears,
Yes.
trustee Hartshorn,
Yes,
trustee Wen.
Yes.
Okay, the next, did you guys get in your packets the copy of the nuisance abatement for the minutes for the 10/14/2021? I thought I put them in there.
I didn't see anything.
So, just for the record, 60 days from today is December 20th of 2021.
Got that?
December 20th, okay.
I didn't see any.
There's no minutes?
I didn't see.
Okay, then I'll have to postpone, we'll just postpone on
I think we got these packets together.
the acceptance. Okay, that's fine. I'll just bring,
Right.
we'll bring it in the next one.
All right, that said, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Trustee Hartshorn,
Yes.
trustee Mears.
Yes.
Yes. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere.